wherever you guys are watching this from, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram, thank you so much for joining me in today's video. And this is going to be just a really exciting one because I'm talking with one of my very first coaching clients. And I was lucky enough to meet Nancy well over a year ago when I was just getting my certification, and she was one of my practice clients. And then after finishing our practice sessions, she decided to sign on with me to be one of my actual first clients. So I want to take this opportunity today to just allow you to hear her story and her experience with life coaching and where she started, where she's at today. And like I said, she is just such an incredible person. And I am just so looking forward to just chatting today. So I want to welcome you, Nancy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited. Yeah. And so we're just going to jump right in, if that's okay with you, Nancy.
Perfect.
And so, as I just mentioned to everyone, that you were one of my practice clients when I was getting my certification. And then you decided to join me, like sign up with me as one of my, I think you were actually my very first client that I signed, amazing. Which was so exciting. But I just, I would love to have you share with everyone what brought you to sign up with me, or more importantly, what brought you to want to work with a life coach?
Well, I remember seeing you on Instagram, and immediately there was a connection, and I remember clearly I was working, I took a break. I said, let me just scroll through my phone when you had I believe one of the last spots for the practice. And I said, I'm just going to send her a message and see. When I got your response, I was so thrilled and kind of scared at the same time because I wasn't sure what I was going to have to do. But it was amazing. I was just so happy, and something within me said it's time for me to take care of me, to do something for me. And so it began.
Yeah, no, I vividly remember that day when, you specifically reached out and you were like, oh my God, I made it.
I made it. I did. I was so excited. I was so excited.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. It was awesome. Absolutely meant to be.
So how specifically were you wanting to focus on yourself? Like what was that aha moment you had where you were like, okay, yeah, it's time. What was it?
I have always been a person that puts myself last, taking care of everybody, everything around me. And I don't know, just one day I woke up and I said, enough, because I don't expect people to do it for me. I have to do it for myself. And this was just such an enlightening moment for me, because meeting you, working with you, I'm a different person. I know I am 100%.
100%. Because yeah, I remember
I am. I really
Nancy
am.
from the beginning and Nancy now. And it's not even, I like to tell people, it's like, we're not trying to change you. We're trying to show you who you were actually meant to be when you came into this world, before the protective patterns and the stories crept in from your experiences in life. And unfortunately, a lot of those experiences were very challenging. And so it changes who we're actually meant to be, because we're sponges when we're younger. We learn from our environment. And unfortunately, generational trauma is a major issue. So it is passed down family to family and generation to generation.
And another thing that, sorry to interrupt, but another thing that just absolutely got me was the trauma that I experienced as a child, being able to open up to someone who understands, who had trauma as well. I just can't tell you how that's helped me, because I didn't feel alone anymore. I felt I can speak to somebody that can help me, teach me how to not feel that fear, how to bring the real me out instead of the one that was always so. And it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know we've talked a lot, because we do very much have similar experiences, about how like we knew that there was more to us. We couldn't do it on our own to get,
Exactly.
over the fear that was holding us back, that safety that we felt in being invisible.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And so actually, if you wouldn't mind sharing what one of your goals was when you first came to me, because I think it's wonderful how this ties into that, wanting to be invisible, kind of thing.
Well, I remember the first question maybe was, what do you want to share? I was just focusing on my hair. Oh, my hair. It had nothing to do with my hair. I don't know why I kept saying my hair. It had nothing to do with my hair.
And what specifically was it about your hair?
Oh, that, I never have it down, that I always have it up. And 2 years later, I still have it up. That's just me. I'm comfortable that way.
Yeah.
I don't know why I chose, or why I said it wasn't about the hair. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it was being new to this and not, right away trying to pinpoint something on me that I wanted to work on, but it wasn't the outer me.
Yeah.
It was the inner me. And I realized that.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where a lot of, our work on building that safety, because and I remember you're like, yeah, I want to be able to wear my hair down, to do my hair and not feel uncomfortable when someone comments me. But yeah, I know that it was because you did get a lot of compliments when your hair was down, because you have beautiful hair, but that meant you were being seen.
Yes.
Which the majority of your life not being seen was a very protective, method for you. So when we bring that work of safety within ourselves, though, like you were saying, it wasn't about the hair. Like, I don't have to have people like actually see me outside, but bringing that true Nancy forward is what you wanted to be.
I really did. And I don't know how I have 3 grown children. I'm married. I don't know how I just put myself on the back burner for so long and didn't take care of me in the sense. And I'm not stopping. Like, I am not stopping. I'm first and everybody's behind, because it's just, I won't ever go back to that way again. I just won't. And, if there's people that understand it, the change, beautiful. If not, then maybe it's time for you to move on. But I just feel so much more confident. I know that I've grown. And I know that I have strength. That's another issue. I just wanted to be a strong woman. And I've become that. I know I have. And I did it all, with your help and everything that I've learned, daily practices. And it's just so enlightening. That's my favorite word. It's enlightening. And you've inspired me every time through our work. Every time I'm faced with something, you pop into my mind. Okay, what did I learn? What did she say? What do I need to do? Like the steps. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's an investment that I made, and I absolutely love it. And I would do it all over again.
It's great that you bring up the investment part, because I've definitely been in your shoes. And the most expensive thing I had bought before was a car, or, putting money down on the house. But when I started working with my first life coach, I was like, oh my gosh,
yes,
this is huge. Do I do I really want to do this? But the way I looked at it was, unlike a car, when you drive it off the lot, it starts depreciating. Like
Absolutely.
that. I knew, like, inside me, I was like, there is nothing about this that is going to cause my life to get any worse. I am not losing money. If anything, I am going to be gaining money in the long run, because it's going to improve my confidence. It's going to improve me believing in myself and me feeling that it is safe for other people.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a major struggle for so many people, is being able to say okay to the price tag. But I mean, like you said, you know, investing in yourself is like no other type of investment. And, you know, myself, like you, I would do it all over
would absolutely.
again.
And I will. I said, Dominique is not going anywhere. She will always be in my life somehow. But I'm telling you, I did have that fear at first, because I said, okay, I'm signing up for something. I mean, we work together, practice, but I said, this is real now. Like, this is, you know, it's this amount of money, you know. I mean, I get goosebumps thinking about it. It's something you have to trust. You really have to sit and ask yourself, you know, am I doing this for me? What's the reason? And you know what? It came up and I said, I'm doing it. When I thought about it, there was no negativity. It was like, do it, Nancy, do it, do it, do it. And it was the best thing. I'm telling you, I haven't done something like that. People purchase material things. How much money do you spend on food and coffee and stuff? Yeah. All that goes away, you know, but what I've learned, I mean, it's amazing. And I'm telling you, I just love it.
Right.
I tell everybody. I tell everybody. And you know, people don't really know. They think, oh, you're, you know, is it a psychiatrist? I said, no, it's not. If you want to know what it is, research. Just go look her up, and because it's, you know.
Yeah. And that's, you know, that is a big thing too, because of course, life coaching is gaining popularity now. But I mean, for years, we've heard Oprah talk about her life coach, Bill Gates. I mean, Hugh Jackman is another one that raves about it. Leonardo DiCaprio, anyways, all these people. And it's so incredibly different from therapy, because you need that accountability to move forward in the fear that you're dealing with. That is so scary to do on your own. And by nature, we are creatures that grow and heal in communities, not by ourselves. We do it in groups. And I never was someone who enjoyed groups, but it came to the moment when I was working with my life coach, where I was like, oh my gosh, like I need this safe container, this safe space. And that's what I really strive for, you know, when working with my clients. And I know you, like, we spoke about that importance of that safety, especially when there's a history of trauma like that involved.
And you know, where you're not judged, where you're heard, you're not judged, and you're given guidance. That was my number one thing. You know, she's listening to me. She's not judging me. She's giving me guidance. And there's a trust that you don't normally have with just anyone. You know, there's just a connection. And when you feel it, you got to go for it. You got to go for it, because you're only helping yourself. I mean, I couldn't have done this by myself. I mean, I can read all the books there are. I could read magazines. I could read articles. I couldn't have done this by myself. I just couldn't. I would still be that person who felt inferior, who felt that I had to be the people pleaser. Oh, no, no more.
Yeah. And also, you know, unfortunately, a lot of women who are mothers, especially, really put themselves at the bottom of the totem pole. And, you know, it's so heartbreaking to me to see these women give all of themselves to everyone else but themselves. Yeah. And it's that relationship with yourself that is meant to be the strongest relationship you have in this world.
Absolutely.
And I just
It's
love how you were like, okay, I'm done. Like
done. I'm
you
done.
hit that breaking point, which, you know, a lot of us do. Unfortunately, we go too far with it. And then it's like, boom,
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
you
And
know,
and in my case, I look back and I say how sad for me many years ago, because nobody, do you think anybody wanted to sit and listen? Today I'm feeling this emotion, or me reaching out to people to see if they can at least hug me or guide me or just give me some kind words. Nobody, they were too busy. They didn't want to bother. So that's when I realized after we worked together that I'm the only one that can take care of me. I am the only one that can do
Mhm.
that can keep me safe. I
Yeah.
don't need to worry about or count on anybody else. I will keep myself safe.
Yeah,
And it took work, but
absolutely.
I'm still working on it every day, but
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
know.
And I love how when we were talking a little bit earlier about, you know, you doing the work on a daily basis, and
Hmm.
you mentioned like it's everyday
Every
practice.
day.
Like it's not just a one and done, or oh, we worked together for 3 months. Okay, I'm good.
Right. Nope.
It's
You're right. It's every day.
yeah, I like to
It's
call
every
it
day.
emotional or mental hygiene, like how you brush your
Yes.
teeth every day. If you
Yes.
take a shower every day, you know, you're not going to brush your teeth
Absolutely.
last month and expect your
Exactly.
teeth to still be clean today.
Exactly. Exactly. And
So
it's just, and I tell anybody who's going to do this to just really go in 100%, learn as much as you can, take your notes, and just keep reminding yourself, I'm investing in me, in me, in me. I'm learning from
mhm,
me,
mhm,
because if you do that, you're going to come out with
yeah,
so many tips and so many things that will help you. And that's what I go to every day. I mean,
yeah,
I have good days, I have bad days, but on the bad days,
yeah,
I have that to fall back on and say, wait a second,
yeah, yeah.
wait.
Absolutely.
Mm.
And on those bad days, and again, another thing that I know we've talked about, you don't judge yourself so
No,
harshly. And because,
exactly.
you know, with the work that I absolutely love to do with my clients is working on that self-compassion that is so needed on our healing
Oh,
journeys, because, you know, we've beat ourselves up the majority
yes,
of our lives. And, you know, without that self-compassion, it just continues on that cycle of the shaming and
absolutely.
blaming. And I love how
Yes.
you've made that a daily practice still.
On bad days, I ask myself, I learned to just sit for a second and say, okay, I'm always writing things down. What is causing me to feel sad? What is causing me to feel angry? And then it's interesting how I can
Mhm.
pinpoint whatever it is, it could be big or small, and learn how to work around it. Or there's days that I'm just tired. And before, it was hard for me to say, oh, no, I can't. I got to go, go, go. No, now, oh no. Now I'm tired. And, I'm sorry, I can't, I won't be able to meet with you today. I'm tired, and it's
Yeah.
okay. And
Yeah. And
that's been a big
man,
thing for me,
how are you
a
doing
big
with
thing.
your boundary setting?
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
That that was a struggle at the beginning, but I honestly think I have mastered it, because I have done it with several people, including family, and I was concerned at first, oh my gosh, they're going to think I'm such a horrible person. But once I did it once, or, one, two, three
Yeah.
times, I was like, and you realize that when you set those boundaries, you feel so much lighter, because
Mhm.
you don't have all of this around you just constantly, pulling from you. It's,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
You're
I'm okay. Yeah.
absolutely, because now you're meeting your own needs. And a lot of the times, and I know
Oh my
I
gosh.
still do this on occasions, like, we expect somebody to just know what we need.
Oh gosh,
And then we'll
yes.
get all upset, about them not magically knowing what we need.
Absolutely.
And it's really about just verbalizing it. If we need to set that boundary, or if we need to say, hey, can you help me out and do this? Because my plate is already very full. We don't have to carry all of the weight.
No, you're right. And
And yeah.
I have learned also better communication with my husband in that aspect too, because I used to think, oh, he should know, he should know. And it's interesting how I've come to the point where I do ask if I need help or if I would like him to do something. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, I used to get real angry. Now I don't. I just say to myself, it's okay. Maybe he didn't want to do it. And that's where I know I've changed too, because
Mhm.
it's,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just so many things that I
Yeah.
think I've learned that. And
Yeah.
people look at me like, you're different. I'm like, really? You're different. You're so calm,
Yeah.
Nancy. You're not,
Yeah.
you're so calm. Yeah.
And when people start saying that, like on the outside, that's when you definitely know, like when other people are
Yeah.
noticing it.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And it's interesting with, the communication that you're saying with your husband, because I know that was an area that we worked on. And
Yes.
do you remember the drama triangle
Oh,
that,
yes.
we were working on too, which is, kind of working on being above the line, not the accuser
Exactly.
or the
Or
victim
the
or the
victim. Exactly.
hero. It's more of really listening in on what the other person is saying to you. And one of the things we worked on was having you say, so the story I'm telling
Oh my
myself
gosh.
is that you aren't paying attention to my concerns on XYZ, whatever it is, because that's allowing you to, really get your thoughts and feelings out there, but not in a blaming or shaming way for the
Exactly.
other person. Because we never know, like you said, if you ask your husband to do something and if he doesn't, okay, well, what's the reason? Did he
Mhm.
forget? Did, he have something else that was pressing to do? Like, we never know what is really
Exactly.
going on in somebody else's mind, even our, loved ones or husbands or wives.
Mhm. Exactly.
But yeah, so using that little, that kind of method of vocalizing yourself of the
Mhm.
story I'm telling myself is,
Is
and I
exactly,
know that was very
exactly.
helpful for you in the
That was
past.
extremely helpful. Extremely helpful. And I know I've
Um,
changed in that way too, because again, people see me, you're so calm, oh, so and so did this or said that. It didn't bother you. And I was,
mhm.
no. And another thing I've learned is I remember just be curious about everything instead of judging, be curious. And that's my go to as well. I'm just curious about things instead of thinking right away, oh, this is bad or this.
Yeah.
I take a couple minutes and I just become curious about it. And then it
Yeah.
starts helping me understand more. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
absolutely. And that's one where I like to look at, like when you were in school learning about new things or different ideas, you had to use curiosity, right? You weren't sitting there
Exactly.
judging, every word that the
Exactly.
teacher said, or everything you learned at that point. We were still, kind of pulling things in as we were learning,
Hmm.
younger, human beings. But it's curiosity that really feeds that education and
Hmm.
growth when you're in school. And I feel like it's still really important to view new information, new ideas,
Oh, yes.
the same way. And especially as we're working on breaking old patterns and beliefs. Yes, we only knew something was this way for so long, but are there
Exactly.
other ways? Like, what's
Yes.
another way? What is something that feels good to you? Not your
Hmm.
mom or dad that told you it had to be this way, but, and just getting, yeah, curious.
Exactly. What feels good to you? That's my thing.
Mhm.
What feels good to me? Do I want to do this? Do I feel like doing this? Do I have to do this? it's every day. It's just questions every day and just work every day. And I just love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I lived so many years before this little bit of knowledge that I've gained. I don't know. I must have been like a robot, just
autopilot.
yeah, horrible.
Which, I mean, so many of us spend much of our lives there. You're not alone in it. I'm not alone in it. And again, it does go back to a lot of mothers and wives very much kind of fall into that autopilot mode because they're wearing so many hats.
Yes.
And again, it goes back to the people pleasing tendencies as well, and prioritizing everyone else above yourself, which, I know you hear it all the time. You can't pour from an empty cup, kind of thing, but it is beyond true. If you are not emotionally, mentally, physically giving to your needs, then you will never be at a capacity where you can give the way you want to be giving to others.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah,
absolutely. And then, not to keep bringing up the trauma part, but, I think that had a lot to do with the way that I was before, because I never really spoke to anybody about, the issue. And once I was able to release that and just say, it's okay. It wasn't my fault that happened. It's okay. And now it's time, to take care of me and how you taught me your inner child. That's my priority, to take care of my inner child. It's my priority.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something that I'm going to be focusing a lot on too. And my online course that I'm launching soon, Anxious to Zen. I know you've been kind of following along with that process of me starting to introduce it, but that inner child work. And I like to say that the Anxious to Zen is going to be a little bit of woo and a little bit of science, because
I love it.
I do yeah, exactly. And I do love like woo woo, with the inner child, the emotional memories that our body holds from these younger parts of us. But at the same time, with my science background, being in physical therapy, the nervous system is a major part of it. So that nervous system regulation kind of goes hand in hand to the inner child, which again is the stored, unresolved memories from our past that causes this dysregulation within the nervous system. It's just, it's going to be really fun to kind of
can't wait.
Mash that woo woo and science.
I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
Yeah. And, again, going back to, we heal in groups, we heal with support and community. This is very much going to be a course where, you have to be willing to open yourself up to others that are in similar situations with the overwhelming anxiety that has been, just plaguing their life, just as it has with myself in the past, with yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's just women coming together and seeing that they're not alone in this.
Exactly.
And to be there to cheer each other on, to support one another. Because I've done so much healing in a group before, and I know it's just going to be
it's beautiful because everybody is, just the energy is so positive when that happens, that it's a beautiful thing. Honestly, everybody should just do this.
I know, start healing in groups.
Oh my gosh. I know. Well, I really do. I come across a lot of people and I just look at them like, you have so much bottled up. You need to release it. Like, find somebody, invest in yourself. Why are you so angry? Why are you this?
Yeah.
It's
well, and And when we start to work on our own traumas, we start to view others for who. So I like to say you're looking at the world through a trauma-informed lens.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think that looking at the world through a lens of compassion is so needed. When we're so quick to judge others for acting a certain way, again, it goes back to, we don't know what is going on in their minds or in their lives. And trauma looks so incredibly different for each person. It's not just, what we think with physical, like wounding or car accidents or war. The emotional side of trauma is invisible. So this is where, I'm so thankful I get to be a part of this trauma-informed community of practitioners that, can continue to spread the word of, how emotional trauma is almost within everyone. And so if we can just show more compassion and patience and kindness, that can really do wonders.
It would do wonders. It would do wonders. I think it would just change so many people's lives and just, open their eyes, and they're angry, but it's okay. Just, everything is fine. It's okay. Just learn how to, But a lot of people, that's why I go again. I have to say again that I'm so glad that I did this, because right away, a life coach. Well, how much is that going to cost? Don't let that be the first thing that pops in your mind. How much is it? No, that's not the first thing that should pop into your mind. It's, what am I going to gain from this? What am I going to learn? How am I going to better myself? That's what you should think.
Yeah.
And then everything falls into place.
Yeah. And I always tell people, like, research it. If you want to interview different life coaches, like, do it, because if you're finally at the point where you are ready to invest in yourself like this, you want to make sure that person really sees you, hears you, allows you to have this safe container. Safety is so key. If you don't feel safe with an individual, even if it's a therapist, you're going to struggle to heal the way you want to heal. And without safety, I mean, there really is no movement forward. So making sure you find a coach that you connect with and you can feel safe with is priority for sure. So I tell people, I'm like, interview. Interview.
And it's, I don't want to say spiritual, but if I get that feeling of yes or no, and I never had a feeling of no, it was always like, yes, let's do this. I connected right away, and it was the best. Again, I know I'm repeating myself, but it was the best thing that I did. I'm going to keep happy. Investing. I'm going to keep investing, because I deserve it.
Absolutely.
I've learned that too. I
love how you're just like, I deserve it. I'm amazing. And I can become even more amazing. And then, and that's also another thing where it's like, now, you understand, and I've understand in my own journey, there is no finish line. There's no finish line. It is untapped potential. You can become better and better and better. There is no cap to it. So, don't be discouraged if, healing doesn't have an end that you maybe envisioned at one point, where it's like, oh, I just want to be done with feeling this way. Well, there's no end. You get to keep going and growing and better and better.
Absolutely.
And unlike driving a car off the lot that starts depreciating right away, that investment, we obviously need cars. But when we are making big purchases, I think that's also another way to look at it. And I certainly have started to view things differently, because I look at it through, like, how is this going to help me grow? What can I see this doing for me to move me forward on my goals in life or reaching people? So I've become a lot smarter with my
Oh
spending.
my gosh. You see, you've taken all the words out of my mouth, because I said this year is the year of growth. Well,
Mm,
since I started this, but now we're getting over all the craziness of the, virus or whatever you
yeah.
want to call it. But this is the year of growth. This is the year to move forward. And I catch myself saying that, oh, this is my year of growth. I'm moving forward, and I'm continuing to learn, and it's just, it makes me so excited. Like, I'm happy for me. I'm happy for me. Like, my
Yeah.
excitement, I'm learning, I'm growing. And I did it all by myself. Well, I did it with you, but by myself, meaning I didn't have anybody, I didn't have to rely on family, friends,
Yeah.
nobody.
Yeah.
I took the first step. And that's
Yeah.
what matters. Take the
Yeah.
first step.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I'm just the catalyst in all of this. Like, you are doing all of the hard work. You're doing all of the work. I am just the catalyst to get that momentum, that ball rolling for you. And to also, because I like to say, like, I can see through the trees, in the forest here on the outside. Whereas when you're inside the forest, it's looking kind of thick. The view just isn't as clear. So when you have someone who can see you for who you truly are, outside of that judgment, outside of, the blocks that have been up for so long, then, it's a very powerful thing to have that support and accountability.
It's so powerful.
I feel like there's really nothing else like it when, you are wanting to do more with your life, you're meant to do more with it. And I love to see where you are now compared to when we first started working together, because this Nancy that is now, on the outside, that's who I saw hiding inside when we were first working together. And now, like, to have her actually coming through your skin, and it's such a beautiful thing. Like, it really is.
Mentally, it's just, we go to the doctor, we check our eyes, we go to the dentist, but when do you ever, at least for me, when have I ever sat down and said, I gotta, mentally, Nancy, just, you're putting things aside, start taking care of yourself, and everything, when I say everything falls into place, it does. Like, my mental taking care of came first, and then everything just, it's amazing. It's amazing. That's all it's exciting. It's amazing. It's just, it's an adventure. You learn so much. And I mean, I have all my notes. I have everything. I have stacks of notes in my desk, and I just refer to things, I have things back there.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
So
I have sticky notes up all over the place still for me saying, okay, stick this over here, stick this over here, put this picture here.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is so, so wonderful, Nancy. I want to thank you again so much for coming on here and sharing your story with everyone. And I knew that this was going to be one that I absolutely wanted to get out there into the world, because it can relate to so many women, especially out there, and very much related to my situation when I first started my healing journey. So again, thank you so much for this. It was so fun.
It was my pleasure. And anybody who's watching, if we just get one person, you did your job. If they can just see me and say, wow, you did your job, as always, because it's amazing. That's my word. I know I've said it 100 times, but trust
I
me,
love the word amazing
works
too. So it's
oh
my God. So sweet, Nancy. Thank you. And again, this was wonderful. I hope you guys out there enjoyed this. And I will have information linked down below for the Anxious to Zen wait list. And
can't wait.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. And then Nancy, is there like a platform that you would like to have people come say hi? You know, if they have any questions, leave that link down below. So if anyone who watched this video maybe wants to connect a little bit more with you, then they can go ahead and do so.
And you can share my email as well. You know,
wonderful.
Anything. I just want people to know that don't be scared. You know, listen to this multiple times if you have to, and just go for it. If you truly need a change and you want to learn and you want to grow, do it.
It's awesome. So true. Thank you so much, Nancy. All right.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Take care.
Alrighty. You too. As always. Bye.